What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been on content with you. It feels like forever.
I know, but thankfully we've got 24 hours straight. We'll be on content the next Thursday and Friday, so it's going to be fantastic.
That's what I like to see. He's the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, ripping him to shreds, globetrot, and all that jazz. It's Andy Cortez.
Man, very cordial between you and Nick right there. Like that was very nice. I'm so used to a lot of disrespect between.
Well, you know, Nick and I, we disrespect each other because we love each other and we're together all the time. But when we take a giant break like this and we haven't been on content in a while, you have to ease back into it before you call him a fuckface. You know?
I like to think about us as like Apollo Creed and Rocky, right? Where like 100%. I'm Rocky, obviously a little smaller. Not as fast moving, but I got more heart. And I'm going to kick his ass eventually in the end. Yeah, about 3 feet smaller. But like, there's that relationship where we make each other better by breaking each other down and then working out with each other on the beach.
Yeah, that does sound like us, of course. And then joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, he's the star of the Boys and Sasquatch sketch. It's Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid's back!
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you again.
So let's get some caveats out of the way, Quaid, before we even get started.
Sure.
Oh, Number one, you confuse time zones. So you have a hard out now in less than an hour for us to get.
It actually worked out on the other side. It actually kind of worked out on the other side. But there's more. There's more. Keep it coming, Greg.
Then on top of that, you right before we go live, you DM me your laptop charger is at your friend's house, so you have 47% battery. So we're just gonna ride this into the ground, and at some point you will be gone.
We're at 40. We're at 43 right now. We're doing great.
By the way, that might be the video issue that we're having right there. Is it?
That could be if there is a video. Yeah.
We could just get a picture of you up also if we just want to hear voice. That'll help his battery quite a bit.
Just that?
Yeah.
That's
I like
totally
letting it
fine
bleed
too.
out. It's like Johnny 5 in Short Circuit 2. You know, like, I need a hero.
Yeah.
Oscar! Remember the Oscar?
Yeah, we do remember that.
No, but is that part of the movie? Like, what's the reference? I'm not sure what.
I don't know, because whenever Greg goes in, whenever he goes into Short Circuit 2, he also does his Watto impression, and I'm not quite sure
No, that's
where
my
we're
Johnny
supposed to
5
be.
impression when he was really mad at Oscar. Remember? Jack, you remember Johnny 5 in Short Circuit?
I've never seen a Short Circuit. I haven't seen either.
Oh,
is this a glaring hole in my pop culture knowledge?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What if I told you Michael McKean was in Short Circuit 2? You know what I mean? Does that get you excited? What if I told you a robot way before Bicentennial Man? Everybody wants to fall all over themselves for Robin Williams and Bicentennial Man, right?
I don't think they do.
Short Circuit 2, we got a robot, spoilers, that becomes an American citizen at the end. All right, gold-plated.
We all remember where we were before and after Bicentennial Man.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a huge cultural milestone.
I remember I was distinctly during Bicentennial Man because it's so long that you feel like you're just wasting portions of your life watching that movie.
I want you to know Bicentennial Man, like everybody I know hates that movie. That was a movie where like you cut to me and I'm on literally edge of my seat like what is going to happen? What is going to happen to this robot? He fell in love with the granddaughter of the woman he loves. That's weird. But spoilers for Bicentennial Man, everybody. I'm sorry, Nick.
Movie,
I don't know. See, I want to clarify something.
At the end, by the way, he dies and he becomes an American citizen. This is the dream of all robots.
I want to clarify something, Greg. None of us have ever said we hate Bicentennial Man. We just never think about Bicentennial Man. You're the only person that brings it up once every couple of weeks.
Thank you,
it's
Nick.
weird.
Thank you.
Greg,
well,
Greg,
you know,
remember when he meets her again and he's like, "Little Miss, like you're so much older." Oh my God.
That's kind of sounds awful.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And then he makes it.
Yeah, it was strange. It was a strange thing to wrap your head around. I remember seeing it and being like, I was a kid and all I knew Robin Williams from was like Mrs. Doubtfire and like straight up comedies. So it's just like, here's a wacky movie where a robot tries to become a living man with organs, and you see every scene about like how they're going to install his lungs next week. And it was a journey. Yeah.
I realized I said Jack calling out the movie, but that's also your name. So I wasn't calling you out right there. I just been like Jack. I remember watching Jack in the movie theaters, and J-Lo was just the star of the show.
Was that the one where he was a kid?
Yeah, right. It was similar to Benjamin Button type deal where he just aged way too fast. And it was just a heartbreaking movie. He graduates high school, Nick, and he looks like you. Like he's like,
oh Jesus,
he's just ancient.
He's old.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That hurts. That just.
Jack, as the star of stage and screen, do you ever think about that? You know what I mean?
What, you ever think about how old I am? Is that where you're gonna go with this?
No. I mean that in 30 years from now, somebody's still going to be quoting something you said on The Boys, or somebody's going to still, you know what I mean? Like any number of great and horrible things could happen from here on out, career-wise, life-wise for you. And it's always going to be, but remember Huey when he did this thing? Some kid on a podcast 30 years from now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great and horrible things that are probably in my future. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we're lucky, like someone 30 years down the line is still going to be saying something I've said or something, a line from the show. I mean, that would be the dream, I guess. Unless it's like, here's an example of what not to do.
Yeah.
And we've learned this, 30 years down the line. We really, it's like Bicentennial Man and The Boys. We all knew where we were before and after.
So
and we now know how to adjust ourselves appropriately. Yeah.
What's worse than not being remembered or being remembered for Bicentennial Man? I'm joking. Don't answer that question.
No, I'm not going to. But yeah, that was it's weird. Like now, of course, I know like Robin Williams' like whole dramatic catalog, but I think that was the first time I watched Robin Williams in something that was like sad, and it was jarring. It was like, where are the funny voices? Why isn't he dressed as the nanny in this one? Yeah,
I remember him being very like. I remember him being very, very like Robin Williams up until Good Morning Vietnam. And then you were like, oh, wait a minute. There's something different here. And then I think he really kind of laid the foundation for every like diehard comedic actor to kind of segue. Because like Jim Carrey did it too. Everyone tries to do it. It's very difficult. But it's a marvel that he hit Bicentennial Man and that didn't completely derail his career and just force him out of the country.
Wait, hold on, Nick.
A great movie.
Hold on. So Nick mentioned that you remember everything that Robin Williams was doing, and then he did Good Morning. I thought Good Morning Vietnam he did like in the 70s. Isn't that like one of the first things he did?
Yeah, no, I thought it was pre-Bicentennial Man in that era.
Definitely.
By a long shot.
No, my point was that Bicentennial Man was like after a longer stream of like him trying to do. He did that weird movie where it was like what dreams become. And
87 was Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah,
movie of what dreams. That was a great movie.
What Dreams May Come with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Was that the one that was all like crazy and colorful?
Is that the one where he dies? Is that the one where there's like they go to heaven?
That movie sucked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, in the 80s he was super.
It was Dante's Inferno.
Wait, are we talking about Dante's Inferno now?
Because
was it a Dante's Inferno movie?
He dies. His wife had killed herself. He has to go descend through
you
hell.
You mean Dante's Inferno? I'm sorry. I thought you meant Dante's
Not the Pierce Brosnan movie.
How did you all do that? That's ridiculous.
That was my bad.
Dante's
I would love to see that.
I felt it too, of like the turbulence.
I would love to see Robin Williams in Dante's Peak.
That would have been.
That would have been the right casting right there. You know what I mean? That's what you needed for sure.
God.
Bicentennial Man was ahead of its time. You know,
I think it was. I mean, listen, it was a fine movie. It was
1999. It was right there where anything could happen. We were worried about Y2K, but we knew robots were going to come and want to be American.
We were so worried about Y2K.
That's what we're worried about.
But
I remember that year I was young and my parents were like, there is a slim chance, probably not going to happen, that the world could end.
Yeah.
You're like playing with action figures. You're like,
like, cool, well, keep me posted, whatever. I'll be here.
Yeah, there was that lovely moment where everyone was like, it's probably going to be okay. But there's a possibility that your computer will turn on you and kill you in your sleep. And you're like, cool, I'll just keep an eye on it, I guess.
All the computers are going to think it's 1900 and they'll know they don't exist, so they'll break. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
I thought it was also a lot of just nukes will launch, right? I thought the nukes.
Yeah. Kids would thought. It was planes falling from the sky. That was the other one.
That was the big one. Because the planes were all based on
in
1870s technology.
You know that,
right, yeah, of course.
A lot of people like work to prevent issues, and that's why everything was totally fine, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people work to prevent issues every day on this show, and we still have issues.
It's just Kevin.
Yeah. Yep. Just me.
Wait, is that really like we dodged it because people were working around the clock?
I don't know how
that could have happened.
Like, there were definitely people. There's this YouTube that like has talked about it. Like, oh yeah, like it was a really busy couple of years because it's like a bunch of like software had to be updated so that it wouldn't break when that happened. So it was serious. Yeah.
They made a movie about it, Hidden Figures. Go watch that.
That was Craig. That was getting us to the moon. I think that was getting us to
the same idea, though. You know what I mean? A bunch of
mathematicians
also save the day.
That is a great movie. Everyone should go watch that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Great movie.
Never
oh my god,
Jack, I gotta ask.
Yeah, sure.
What is this amazing piece of art you have in your back? Is that like a model kit that's blown up?
Yeah, it was just in the apartment
So
I rented here in Toronto, and I want to steal it. It's really
amazing.
Great.
You should
I can't
definitely
claim ownership.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool.
I want that for
really
like a
cool.
Gundam or something.
Of course you do. You dork. I knew you were a Gundam guy. Don't deny it.
Yeah, but just the minimalism look of it is really sick.
Andy, I'll put it together for you if you buy it.
No, it's great.
I know you love building my Gundams, Kevin. I've only ever had one, but I'm glad that I have you there, knowing that that's what you can do for me.
Jack, you say you're in Toronto right now. You're shooting more boys, right?
Yes, I am.
That's
how exhausting is your life right now? Like, is it because I've talked to you when we have cool friends. It was in between it, but you were talking about the crazy days in the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every TV show basically has this, but yeah, it's like it's a show. It's only 8 episodes, so everyone's always like, why? But I'm here for like, like, why does it take that long? But it takes a while to shoot, and every episode is very dense and full of like, special effects and copious amounts of blood and late nights. But it's all great. Like I'm working with like my best friends, so it's amazing. But it's I'm a bit sleep deprived, but I got good old plane model set to keep me company, and that's fun.
And at 3 a.m. have a beer, talk to it.
This I can claim ownership of. There's just a tiny, there he is, tiny Big Daddy plushie in the corner. Nice. And there he is. Hello.
That's fun. Hello.
Is that your little security blanket? Is that what you bring? Is that what you bring from home? Oh no, don't eat him.
Yeah. I've already eaten them. I'm a bit tired. You can tell by the general oeuvre of me, but yeah.
How much longer do you have?
I don't even know if I can say. It's just
okay. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm not fishing.
I'm sure I could, but I'm like, I don't know, like anything at this point. I'm like, I just don't want to get in trouble.
It's smarter not to.
I have noticed you mentioning that, like, you're getting to hang with your friends, and just seeing the Instagram stories that go up. You guys are just buds. It's so cool to just see you all. Like, yeah, we're just eating dinner, and you're always hanging out together. It just seems like such a little familial relationship.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, this year especially, it's been very, we have each other. We have this like COVID safe bubble, thank God. So it's like it's just a good thing to be able to actually see your friends. And they're all incredible. It's like, it's a cliche at this point, but it does feel like a kind of a summer camp kind of deal, although it's freezing cold here right now. But, It really feels like getting back together with old friends, and I mean that's what it is. Not even just the cast, but the crew and like everyone involved. It's just it's a familial affair at this point.
It's awesome. I get really sad knowing that how deep the show is in production, and knowing that I won't see it for a very long time. It's always a bummer to me when I end a show and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for next season. And then 7 weeks later you hear it just got greenlit and you're like, oh fuck, that's so long. Because I had the same feeling with Better Call Saul. I could not wait for the final season. I'm so excited, looking forward to it. And then they put out a couple of tweets recently saying, hey, we're starting production. Like, oh, what? Like, I thought that shit was going to be releasing in the next couple of months. So it's always a bummer.
And it's really hard on us when you guys are out there doing all the hard work, 14 hours a day, and we just have to wait. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's weird for me too, to be honest, because it's like right now I know all the things, and I could tell you all the things. Like there's a script over there.
Read it to us.
and
read the whole thing.
No. Who you almost got me, but no.
Yeah, it was convincing.
You
gotta be
tricky
careful.
bastards.
Yeah, that's why they don't put me in a room with Tom Holland anymore.
We could do a little table read right now.
Little table read. You guys play Everybody But You.
Oh, do I want to be Carl Urban?
Or let me
so my wife subtracts me for once.
No. Nick, you'll play Carl Urban. You won't play Butcher. You'll play the actor.
No, I want to be just Carl Urban. Only because every time he's on screen, my wife has a visceral reaction to him, and I'm like, that's never happened to me.
Right? You've talked about it
never
before,
happened to me.
Exhale,
she does. Like
It's what is it? Is it like a Or no, that sounds like she's grossed out.
No, it's kind of like that. I'd say
it's more of like when you get when someone gets your drink right at Starbucks. You go, yeah. That's what it should be like. I'm like, they give you the iced coffee coffee with the sweetener in it. You're like, oh. Well, I guess I'll drink it anyway because I already left the store.
I've already left. I'm already back
gone.
in the car, so I'm sticking with it, I guess.
That's such a good way of describing noise. It was incredible. And by the way, this is totally out of the blue, but speaking of friends, that's my segue. You guys had my friend Danny Jollis on, and I watched the whole thing. It was amazing.
Oh my God. Oh, Danny's great. Yeah. He came up and did a show up here, a couple shows up here, and I actually dropped by. He got me guest sets. We hung out like all night. Super cool guy. He's really, really funny too.
Oh, he's
so. You funny. Never know. You see, people can be very, very obviously very, very funny in person. Then you don't know what their material is going to be. But man, I watched the special, and then when I saw him live, I was like, oh, he's on the level, man. He's next level. He's great.
Yeah. No. I mean, and anyone watching this right now, go watch Danny's special, 6 parts. It's on YouTube. Go for it.
It's really funny.
It's so good.
He's got a great Fast and Furious sex joke.
Kindoffunny.com/Danny, right? Is that what we did?
Probably.
Say kindoffunny.com/Danny. It'll take you right to it. You can go see his 6 parts full comedy special.
Do it.
Yeah, he's great.
Do it.
How does it work? So I always talk about it, and we talked about it with Danny, right? That I feel like we all connected when I ran into Sasquatch on YouTube, and you were all doing great sketches and doing all that stuff. And since then, obviously, you're doing The Boys, you were doing other stuff. Obviously, you were all acting at the same time, but it feels like you're all being pulled in different directions. Are you still trying to do the sketch stuff? Are you still in contact with everybody?
Yeah, no, we're still those are still some of my best friends. Nick, Danny, Zach. It's for those that don't know, I have a sketch comedy group called Sasquatch Comedy. It's kind of how Greg and I got to know each other. Anyway, all those guys, we did so many sketches on YouTube. We did a sketch a week for a year at one point. And then, our lives got pulled into these directions, but we still want to. What's interesting is we didn't release a sketch on YouTube for a while, but what we did was we were doing live shows pretty semi-consistently, every couple months or so in LA, and then the pandemic hit and we couldn't do them anymore. But as soon as it's safe to, we want to do something live. We want to do something, maybe film some stuff. I want to get back into it really badly, especially since I've just been out here, especially during my 2-week quarantine. When you get into Canada and you can't see anyone, I would just watch sketch after sketch after sketch, just remember the old days. So yeah, it's definitely in the cards. Just we have to find the right time to do it.
The old days when I wasn't covered in blood all the time, I guess.
I know, but actually in a few of those sketches, I'm down, they covered me with some sets. Been a long running theme in my life, I guess, at this point.
I feel like this one's probably more rewarding. You're probably getting a bit more back out of this than dumping blood on yourself at your apartment and then also washing it off in your apartment.
Yeah, this time when I get covered in blood, I'm being paid some money.
Yeah.
I'm not out of pocket for the blood on this one, so that's good. But yeah, no, we want to get back into that for sure. Nick is busy with he has a Dungeons and Dragons podcast that I produce. Zach is the voice of Christian Grey in the audiobooks for the 50 Shades of Grey series, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's hot. That's amazing.
It's so hot. He's got the sexiest voice of all time. We're busy, but we'll pull it together, I'm sure. Yeah.
This might be a little bit out of left field, but it's something I've been wanting to ask the group for a while now. Do y'all remember this moment in the early 2000s when Carlos Santana was everywhere? Because I've been thinking about it recently. And obviously Michelle Branch, I was a huge Michelle Branch fan. So that's where I crossed over. But he also had that Rob Thomas song with the Matchbox 20, and then he just fucking disappeared again. This guy, what was he up to? Nick Scarpino, kindoffunny.com.
Yeah, I just want to be noted. I'm having a blast. I think this is one of the best episodes of the podcast we've already done so far. Having said that, this is not a great use of Jack's time. Not a great use of the 20 minutes we have left with it.
Guys, 34%. 34%. What are we doing with Carlos Santana? We can talk about Santana. I do remember that moment, Greg. I remember right? Lonely Island had one of their songs was called Santana DVX, and it's one of the lesser known ones, but it's one of my favorite songs that they've ever had. And it's about Carlos Santana having a champagne and selling a champagne, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Santana's not on the song. They have a rapper who is not Carlos Santana pretend to be Carlos Santana on the song. It's amazing.
Greg, you think it's just that song? No. That Rob Thomas was obviously the pinnacle. That's what we all think of. But he also had It just is a little bit of this.
That's Michelle Branch. That's what I just fucking said. That's Michelle
but I thought
Branch.
you meant she was just around everywhere. But he also had a song with Uncle Cracker. He had a song with Uncle Cracker. Remember that one?
No, I don't remember this one. Give me
you
that
don't.
one.
Fuck. That's the only other song he had though. That's the third one.
It.
Well, that's just weird because in the chat, you know, like
trilogy.
Moko Shona's like, Santana's my dad's favorite artist, and Corey Scott's like, go back to the '70s, Black Magic Woman, for fuck's sake. I'm not saying Carlos Santana came in the early 2000s and like he was a breakout new celebrity. I'm saying that he was in hibernation since the 70s, came out and was like, here are two fucking bangers, and I guess the third one with Uncle Cracker that I don't remember, and then was like, you know what, I've done it and I'm gone. I assume he's like a cicada. He's gonna come back soon, and he's gonna partner up with.
He's gonna be more powerful than ever.
Diva Cat and fucking Billie Eilish. And they're
Diva
gonna
Doja
Cat.
Oh my Diva Cat and Billie Eilish nailed both.
One day we're just gonna hear some sweet licks on the wind, and we're just like, he's back.
He'll be back. Oh, it's Santana season again.
Here's what I'll say, Greg.
Santana season again.
I agree with you.
So smooth.
That song reminds me of the back of every taxi cab I've ever taken in Vegas. You know, because it's always the song that's used to promote whatever the hell's happening anywhere. It's like that one and
Really?
Oh my God, that it's always the promo song for everything. It's like that song, and I'll never forget, like the second time I ever went to New York, every cab driver was playing that. It's the Jay-Z song New York, which is Rihanna. It's Rihanna and Jay-Z, right?
Now you're in New York.
It's like those two songs are always, I just like, you're smashed into the back of a cab. There's no leg room because of the fucking safety thing. Everything smells a little bit like the person's food that was in there prior, and you're just hearing Rihanna.
I love the idea that of Santana's season, and like the idea that like when the local news tracks Santa, you know, like during Christmas, like they have like a Santana tracker, you know. I love the idea.
It's a weather formation in California. The Santana winds.
If you hear him, it's going to be a dry season. It's going to be a real dry season.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can audibly hear the word smooth. Then it's gonna be an interesting season.
Oh, he had that other song though, Greg, that I'm trying to think of because it's.
Well, I googled Uncle Cracker and Carlos Santana. I don't have anything.
That's Rob. I think it's Uncle Cracker.
Maybe
Rob
it wasn't
Thomas,
Uncle Cracker. I guess what it was. But he had that other one that was like played by Carlos Santana. Yeah, that's another one, and they remixed that recently, and that was sort of expanding his lifespan, right? Like he goes back to hibernation.
That was a callback to the smooth Michelle Branch area. You know what I mean?
Okay, we should.
That wasn't a real collaboration. You know what I mean? What do you want? What are you trying to do, Nick? We invited Jack on to hang out with us. Jack already had a We Have Cool Friends where we talk about his life.
No, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I keep dipping in and out.
We're not talking about my life.
We don't need to talk about your life, Jack. You're successful. We love your show. It's great. But the amount of times that Greg can sneak in a Michelle Branch reference in every podcast is astounding. It's astounding. And I think what he's going to do is he's going to hit, or at least 5. He's going to hit you up after DMs and be like, do you have an in to Michelle Branch? We're going to try to get her on one of the shows at some point.
I'm one step closer because if you saw a couple weeks ago, Vanessa Carlton responded to my tweet about Vanessa Carlton's Vice thing, and she said, "Thanks, babe."
She called you babe, dude.
Ooh,
so badass.
Don't worry about it. You know what
You're
I mean?
a badass,
Don't
Greg.
worry about
I'm reading right now.
Maria is the song with the Carlos Santana.
Maria. Yeah. Greg, so we mentioned that Carlos Santana does disappear, right? And we assume maybe he's going off to go train.
We did mention that. We
assume he's going off to go train, but I'm reading here. Like I googled Carlos Santana, and I'm looking at obviously a bunch of songs and references to his musical career. I'm seeing Carlos Santana baseballreference.com. First baseman for the Kansas City Royals. 5'11".
That's a different.
So that's where he went.
I thought, guys, can we pitch this movie where Carlos Santana comes back to play in the majors?
We have the perfect name, Santana Season.
Santana Season, baby.
When he goes away
Santana
from
season.
Like he shows up first day. It's like, oh, you're the old guy. Also, you've never played baseball in your life.
You don't know how to do it.
Well, just smooth as butter, baby, and that's why you're in the.
Rob Thomas is the manager.
Rob Thomas.
Yes, Rob Thomas is the manager. Yes.
Whatever, and then Rob Thomas, man, that's another guy. But real quick, just to back up my points here, because I'm on the Wikipedia, and that's where I found the Maria. When you talk about his biography and his career, right? They're talking about record deal, 69 to 72, 72 to 79, 1980s, and then at 1.7, return to commercial success. So even the Wikipedia people are with me of like, where did this guy come from? You know what I mean? A haymaker out of left field. Carlos Santana's here, and he's fucking making bomb-ass music.
It's like when Mickey Rourke came back, you know? That's sort of like he just came back with a full force. He had the wrestler. He was in Iron Man 2. Huge resurgence. But here's
the thing, and Nick, I will get to your question in 1 second. But here's my thing. I will ask to Jack and Andy. Jack, you'll start, then Andy will go. Okay. We talk about when Mickey Rourke came back, and that was such a big deal in the wrestler and all that stuff. Iron Man 2. He vant my bird. Do you remember Mickey Rourke before? Do you remember his original swings with the bat?
Yeah, 9.5 weeks.
Jack, I said this is for Jack Quaid, and this is for Andy, not you, Nick.
I apologize.
Is it safe to talk?
Yes, it's fine. You're okay.
No,
how much battery do you have?
No, it's fine. I think. Okay, I was not even really aware of Mickey. I was also like young when The Wrestler came out because I wasn't aware of his movies. Like a recent Mickey Rourke movie had not come across my desk.
Sure.
As a child. So I think I watched The Wrestler.
Double feature. We're watching Bicentennial Man and this Mickey Rourke flick.
No, I mean, like, it was one of those things where The Wrestler was very much marketed. I remember the trailer for The Wrestler said, "Witness the return of Mickey Rourke." Yeah. And I was like, who's Mickey Rourke and where has he been?
Where has he been? He's with Santana out and wherever the fuck they go.
Training. And then I saw it. I was like, this is really good. And then, I would ask people, like, who was Mickey Rourke? And they're like, oh, the Big Chill and all that
Did we ever
stuff.
find out? Did we ever find out who Mickey Rourke was?
See, that's my thing is because, like, when we were watching Iron Man 2 on the rewatch this time around, Jen asked some question about Mickey Rourke, and I was like, oh, well, he used to be it was a big deal, and he came back. This is right after The Wrestler. And she's like, cool, like, what did he do before? And I had nothing. I'm like, you know what? I bought into the marketing hype too that Mickey Rourke was back in The Wrestler. I don't know where the fuck he went.
Honestly, I'm pretty guilty of the same thing because, like, if I had to guess, Mickey Rourke was either in Stand By Me or The Goonies. Like in one of those, I feel like he was maybe in one of those movies.
No,
I don't think he was in either. I think The Big Chill, a movie I've never seen, but apparently is great.
The one where they all fuck each other, right? They want to
Big Chill.
Somebody. What?
I think. Am I wrong? Because I could be wrong.
Big
The Big Chill's Goldblum, right? And I've seen that, and I don't remember anything about it. But at the end,
the Big Chill's great. It's the one where they all go because their friend dies, and they all go to the cabin and like haven't seen each other in years. It's a really, really great movie. I think it's based on a play. Mickey Rourke
in that. No,
was in
not in it.
You were thinking of Glenn Close, probably.
Or a lot of people mix up
confused all the time.
Yeah, Glenn Close and Mickey Rourke, huge. They actually, fun fact, they almost cast her in The Wrestler. They almost she got beat out last minute by Mickey Rourke.
Guys, that would have been fucking incredible.
I would have fucking watched the shit out of that movie.
She would have. Oh my god, she would have nailed it.
She killed people.
She would have nailed it.
No,
she's just like thing on the top of Glenn Close doing the elbow
thing. Glenn, can you give me one more take on him? Just an old, worn out piece of meat. No, Mickey Rourke.
I'm just a worn out piece of meat.
Sorry, nailed it, Glenn. Let's move on.
She Hurricane Ronas him.
Sorry.
Rourke he got famous for a movie called 9.5 Weeks. I mean, he was in a lot of stuff before that, but that movie, I remember him in.
It's sexy, 2 movies. Right? Isn't it sexy?
Yeah, it's him, and I believe Kim Basinger was in it, and it was one of those like almost NC-17 rated movies where they were pushing it to that. It was just he
was in Sin City also.
He was also in Sin City, but the movie I remember him from, which I'm guaranteed no one's ever seen, is a movie called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, starring him and Don Johnson and one of the Baldwin brothers. I can't remember which one, and it's a weird kind of distant future movie where they ride Harley Davidsons. And one character's named Harley, and the other one's the Marlboro Man because he smokes Marlboros, and that's it. It is one
character's named Harley.
The characters' names are Harley Davidson, and the other one's Marlboro. I think are how they refer to each other, and they're just like these weird mercenary vigilantes that roam around L.A. like not post-apocalyptic.
You're right.
Get into
you got
trouble
the names
with,
right. Yeah, Mickey is Harley Davidson. Don Johnson is Robert Lee Marlboro Man Edison. And
there you go.
IMDb 2-line description reads: forced by the imminent foreclosure of their friend's bar, 2 lifelong buddies will decide to rob a bank's armored car, not knowing that its cargo is not money, but a new street drug.
Yeah. It was weird.
The description for 9.5 weeks is a woman becomes involved with a man she barely knows. Complications develop during their sexual escapades.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm watching it tonight. Let's go.
That sounds amazing.
It's hot. They bang.
Really quickly, I feel like maybe I got briefly, for some reason, got Mickey Rourke confused with William Hurt. I was just looking up like who, maybe
William
at that
Hurt.
age. I don't know.
William Hurt definitely in The Big Chill, right? Did we figure that one out?
I don't.
Yeah, he was.
Just Google. Well, hello.
Yes, William Hurt, Big Chill. By the way, William. Oh, by the way, also guys.
Did William Hurt come home?
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Hi. That's the charger. That's my friend. And she's got the charger.
Yay!
I will say, guys.
Thank you. Oh, God. I'm so bad. at this.
You're doing great. You're doing great. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke was fucking Thunderbolt Ross. Okay.
Yeah, that's William Hurt. You know, William Hurt's been in a ton of things. He was also in a movie called Body Heat with Kathleen Turner that was also an incredibly sexy film. That they're basically just naked and sweaty in Louisiana the entire time.
I just clicked on William Hurt's IMDb, and I got the first thing that pops up here is a history of violence. And I remember that's a very violent movie, but also has a very sexy cheerleader scene. I remember with the guy and his wife, Viggo Mortensen.
That's Viggo Mortensen. Yeah,
you might remember him. He's in that from
that Hobbit movie, like the Elf
Lord
movie,
of the Rings. Andy.
Oh, the most Oscar-winningest franchises of history.
Yeah, I mean, it won the Oscar for longest movie ever made, right?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's all politics, dude. It's all politics. Yeah.
That's a category of length.
You can only pick one.
Guys, I'm so relieved right now. By the way, I have the power in my computer. This is fantastic.
I know you actively listen to the show here and there. So like, if you would have died on the battery, it would have been on brand, and nobody would have cared. Don't worry about it.
It would have been totally on brand. What was the last kind of semi fuck up I had last time I talked to you? It was like, oh God, something. I think I just texted you. My hair is terrible.
Oh
right?
yeah, you put on a hat.
I wore a hat. It was stupid. On brand for me, for sure.
Show we have
I actually have a question for you guys, because I actually have been watching a lot of your you're ranking and reviewing every movie of a certain thing. Yeah. The Pixar one, because I'm rewatching a lot of Pixar things, is my favorite. It's so great. Was William Hurt Thunderbolt Ross in the Edward Norton Hulk?
Yes.
Okay, so Edward Norton was the only one to get changed out from that one. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, keeping it consistent, Marvel.
I think if memory serves correctly, Edward Norton said, "This Marvel thing will never work. I'm going DC." And it bit him. No, I'm joking.
He didn't like Josh Whedon, right?
Was that what it was?
Yeah. And it's
I don't want to.
I think he said, I'm pretty sure he said, "This Marvel thing will never work. I'm going Birdman."
Yeah,
probably.
That's right.
Birdman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go kick it old school with Michael Keaton over there. Man, how fucking great is Michael Keaton? Sorry, just throwing that out there.
Amazing.
God bless him. I don't know.
I'm for him to be Batman again, man.
Here's a question
Flash
for Jack.
movie with him. Come on.
Who's your Batman? Who's your Batman?
Ooh. I mean, just it came out when I was like the exact right age for it. It's Christian Bale for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's just, that was like the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't know. It came out when I was like a teenager. I was like really getting into comic book movies. My Batman before that was Val Kilmer, because I loved Batman Forever as a kid for some reason. I think because Jim Carrey was in it. I think that's why I love that.
Definitely why. Yeah, I remember when we did the in review for the Nolan trilogy, or just Batman, I guess as a whole. I didn't realize how amazing Batman Begins was when I first watched it, and upon rewatching, I was like, dude, this movie is amazing. At the time, I was like, the whole like kind of learn to be a ninja thing. It's kind of bizarre to me. I don't know if I like it. And rewatching, I was like, dude, this movie's a fucking masterpiece. This movie's amazing. So yeah, and Bale is mine. You didn't ask me though, Nick, but I'll tell you anyway.
Oh, that's good. And Greg?
Keaton. Yeah, Michael Keaton for sure.
Good.
But it's that thing of like, it's such a weird question, because I don't think I look at anybody and go, "You're not my Batman." Maybe Clooney, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have like a visceral reaction like when I close my eyes. I guess if I was to close my eyes, and it would be Kevin Conroy, right? Like if I'm thinking of like reading a comic book and hearing a voice, it's gonna be Kevin Conroy. But when I think
that's
of a movie,
a really good point.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Pattinson one though, man.
He looks so cool.
Looked really good. Really good.
This morning there was a super sad one on Reddit. Super sad, of course, in the very privileged way that everything's great and we're alive and we all are getting vaccinated. But if there was no COVID, like next week or next month or something was going to be, we'd be seeing the Batman in theaters. It's like,
oh my God!
Fuck, that
Why would they post that? Let's just not. I don't want to think about what could have been.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about the alternate universe? Yeah.
What's funny?
No. Where I'm like seeing Batman with my friends. Like that's amazing.
Also, right now we would know.
Eating popcorn, breathing air. My two favorite things to do at a Cineplex.
Well, also, right now we would know. Oh, what's John Cena up to in this Fast and Furious movie? We would know. He's Vin Diesel's brother. We would have watched it in theaters. We'd know what the next 10 movies in the series are probably going, where that franchise is headed. And I'm just so sad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we're missing out on all that quality storytelling where we can't possibly guess what they're going to do next with the cars in space.
They're going to space.
Stop it. You don't mean it. You love that franchise.
I love Fast and Furious.
I love that franchise.
Oh, I unabashedly love that franchise.
Fun.
It's
just... know what I sorry to cut you off. I had this thought the other day because I think Jason Momoa is shooting something here in town because I've like seen him and he has like a group of like straight up like a biker gang. I call them the Momoa boys. Like they just all ride around on Harley Davidsons. It's amazing.
Oh no, here come the Momoa boys.
Oh shit, it's the Momoa boys. Hide your lattes. I don't know. I'm usually getting a coffee if I've ever seen him. But it's just little sightings here and there where I'm like, that can't be anyone but Jason Momoa.
Sure, shirtless.
But I'm like, I'm thinking like, he seems tailor-made for the Fast and Furious franchise. And I'm wondering why, right? Doesn't he seem like he'd be
definitely.
perfect?
I can see that for sure.
And I'm like, where has he been? Why is he not in there?
Well, the thing about the Fast and Furious franchise is he'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
he'll keep going.
He'll get everybody.
Yeah, they've gotten everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, for Christ's sake, they have Helen Mirren, and she's like driving cars and shooting at people. They got her to do that, and that is amazing.
Because the next thing is it'll be Jason Momoa as Helen Mirren's son, or like something crazy like that. We're gonna get that. Yeah.
No,
what it'll be finally is that he'll come back in time and Glenn Close. He'll come back in time and be Dom's kid.
as Randy the Ram.
Let's just have a multiverse movie. And they're like, cool. So we're getting other versions of you. And he's like, no, all my friends. And we can just be whoever. Where Glenn Close is Randy the Ram. Like,
I need Nerf Alice to draw Glenn Close as Randy the Ram like immediately. I need that fan art right now.
God damn it. I need it so much.
Fuck, that would be amazing. That movie was so good, but so hard. That's one of those watch once, never watch again because it's so intense movies, The Wrestler.
Oh, they were talking about Fast 9.
No, Fast 9 I watch all the time. I don't give it. Fast 9, the great part about Fast and Furious is you can just start any Fast and Furious anywhere in it. And you know what's going on. It doesn't matter. It'd be 5 minutes before the end. You're like, great movie. Done. It was fun. Stupid.
You're rewarded pretty instantly. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I watched last night, guys. And this is I was talking to the boys last night. We were playing some Warzone. And they were like, what'd you do tonight,
Momoa boys? Or the
No, if I got to hang out with the Momoa boys, you guys would, I would call you. Like, they're here. Come to the Starbucks and wherever the hell Vancouver is,
Nick,
and let's go.
First off, if you became one of the Momoa boys, that would be the second time that you got to ride a sort of non-car vehicle with a group of people. Because go ahead and tell Jack.
Back in the day, I used to work for IGN. We worked for IGN. And I got flown to Cabo San Lucas to hang out with 50 Cent and G Unit for like 3 days. And one of I forget the gentleman's name from G Unit, saw that one of the kids next door had an ATV and just borrowed. He was like, hey, man, let me ride your ATV. And the kid's like, are you hanging out with 50 Cent? Of course you can ride my ATV. And then the guy didn't know that ATVs had clutches. So he didn't know how to go through the gears. So he so this poor kid is watching as he is fucking burning out first gear, just rev to like 8,000 RPMs. It's hey. And then he returns it, and his dad's like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Just one of my favorite visuals is for you to be riding an ATV with G Unit, like you on the back, like holding your arms around, like you're wrapped around 50 Cent. And it's just amazing.
It was a surreal moment. That's one of the many surreal moments that IGN afforded me in my life.
I also just love the line, "Oh, you're hanging out with 50 Cent? Not you're his friend. You're hanging out with 50 Cent. Here's my ATV." It's a great
Say no more, fam. If 50 Cent approves of you, we're all approved.
I'm not even kidding. So we were all on the beach, and 50 Cent was like, he was there. It's like he's selling his video game. He's doing his public. It's a gig for him, right? He's not there by choice. Like, hey, everyone, let's go hang out in Cabo with this one random dude from my general bet. But he's up on the patio, and his private chef has made him steak and broccoli because they just did like a workout, and he spent like 5 minutes with us, and then he was eating, and his boys, you cut inside, and all of G Unit was, I'm not going to say they were enjoying something, but they were definitely, the ice cream that they were eating was hitting on a different level, if you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
And then they were like, let's go out and ride ATVs. And I'm like, what could possibly go wrong? We're in Mexico. Let's go.
So what'd you watch last night? Sorry, Nick.
Oh, so last night, this is a weird thing, but I don't know why. My wife's favorite movie, and it's one of those movies that every time it's on, we have to watch, regardless of whether I want to or not, Silence of the Lambs. Holy shit. Every time I watch this movie, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but every time I watch this movie, it's like the first time I've seen it. It's so well made. And she always stops right after the scene where Anthony Hopkins kills the two guards, cuts one of their faces off and escapes. And she's like, cool, time to go to bed. I'm like, I can't.
No.
Like, I can't sleep now. Like, I got to watch a DC movie or something. I gotta calm down a little bit. Anyway, that's what I watched.
No, that's like you don't. Sorry to cut you off with my Momoa boys nonsense, but by the way, but no, like that's the moment for me. That's the moment that I'm like, okay, we're charging.
We gotta go through. We gotta see the end of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I can't fall asleep having that being the last image like seared into my brain. Like I'm gonna dream about that.
My wife literally was like, she was like, oh, this is the part he gets away, right? I was like, yeah, because he cut the other guy's face off. She goes, oh, is that what's happening? I'm like, yeah, babe. Like, because remember he gets up and he takes the guy's face off, and then she's like, oh, that makes that scene so much more scary. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
How did you miss all this?
Jack, I like that you mentioned that because when it comes to horror movies, I've always just had this memory of watching Sixth Sense and Sixth Sense. There's no th at the end of sense, and seeing the horrifying images there, and then having trouble falling asleep and having nightmares about it. But I think as I've gotten older, when it comes to scary movies, I don't really. It doesn't affect me a whole lot, and I think because my ADHD, I'm so scatterbrained, I'll be like, oh, scary thing. What am I going to do tomorrow for lunch? And that, like, my brain just immediately switches gears. So, like, when you mention, the last thing I saw is his face being cut off, I'm going to dream about that. For me, that's always my worry, but I think I'm just so scatterbrained that luckily I don't think I'm affected by it anymore. It's my superpower.
Wow.
It comes in waves for me. Sometimes I'm like you, where like a billion other things come up before I go to sleep, just in how I'm thinking. And sometimes it's like I don't know. It's just such a striking image that it just stays in there. It stays in there, not even for that night's sleep, like the next night's sleep. It'll show
that's when it comes up. That's what's got to clean out. Yeah.
Does it stay in there at the most inopportune times? For me, it's always like the scariest times that I have in my brain are when I'm walking to the restroom. And I wish I could somehow chart out the graph of like the time it takes my hand to find the light switch and the time that the panic in me rises. Because like I could reach for the light switch for maybe a second. And if I don't find it, the longer, like every next millisecond, my panic rises as if like something's in there. Like, I don't know why. It's such a weird
They moved the light switch. They moved the light switch in the dark.
I just feel like they're coming for me now. They're coming for me now. Any millisecond now. Terrifying.
Yeah, my panic is just like, I know I locked the front door. I know I did.
Yeah.
But I need to go downstairs and check because I heard a bit of a noise. Yeah. I'm gonna do everything. Yeah. Yep.
The fun life.
God.
The thoughts that I was coming the thoughts that I was coming to my head are like, oh man, I remember that scary looking thing from that It movie that I always think about. But then also, like, tomorrow could the U.S. economy just completely just plummet and we're gonna be like on the street tomorrow? Like, for me, my brain is just like apocalyptic scenario every time.
Well, that's actually what helped push away some of the I don't think about, like since the last year where everything went to hell, like you're not thinking about like, ooh, spooky ghosts. You're thinking about like, oh, okay, is there going to be like a food chain supply and like, spooky real world.
Does democracy fall tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Jack, you have to go. You have another thing to do.
I do. Guys, thank you for bearing with all of my bullshit. I appreciate
we love you
all
so
of
much. You're free. You can come by anytime. You know that. It's great hanging out with you.
Oh my God. Anytime. Yeah, let's do this again. Soonish, where I'm less, having friends coming over to my place
the doors are opening and power cables are getting thrown in.
Didn't know. That's my front door, guys. It wasn't fucking locked. She just came in. That the other person was like my neighbor, like waiting for. I don't even know who that was. There's a lot going on.
Jason Momoa, one of the Momoa boys.
Oh no, the Momoa. They found me.
Yeah, I don't know how they found me, but they found me.
Oh, those Momoa boys. They're so crafty.
Again.
Thank you for having me, guys. And yeah, I don't have anything to promote, so go check out Danny Jollis' special.
Kindafunny.com/Danny.
/Danny,
you can
man.
see his podcast or his comedy special right there. All right, thanks, Jack.
Bye, Jack.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, while Kevin resets all the stuff and does all the things, and God is
He's
Kevin
so
good. Ladies and gentlemen,
so
a round
on
of applause for the glue, Kevin Cole. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each coming to bullshit with each other about whatever they want to bullshit about. If you like that, you can head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can write in with your topics. You can get the show ad-free. You can get it with the exclusive post show we do each and every week, twice a week. You could be watching live, just like the Lou is, Demetrius Newell is, Arturo 1820 is.
Why?
If you got no bucks, sauce, or weights, no big deal. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe twice a week, each and every week, to get brand spanking new episodes of this very show. Now, like I said at the top of it, this is something that makes Patreons, they make it happen. On patreon.com/kindafunny, they make it happen. So thank you to our Patreon producers, Joshua Schroeder, Delaney Twinning, Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, and Steve Powers. Some housekeeping. Remember, as Jack Quaid just told you, Pixar in Review rolls on in Kind of Funny in Review. Of course, you can find Kind of Funny in Review on podcast services and youtube.com/kindafunny as we run through movie series, stuff like MCU.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Stuff like Fast and Furious. Andy doesn't have anything to do with it. We tell him what to do, and he goes and does it. Why? What's wrong? What's happened? You're mad?
I'm just pissed off about the fucking rankings, dude. I'm just.
Are they bad right now? I haven't caught.
It sucks. It's trash.
Where's
it's
Momoa? Wait, no, not Momoa. Where's Moana? Has Moana happened
yet?
Not
a Pixar movie. Not a Pixar.
Every breath I take, every road I see, every water there I like to pee. I go over there now. Hey,
the whole ocean's my toilet.
Think about every fish pissing right now. There's so many of them.
What a weird lesson in this movie.
This episode's brought to you by Gabby and Canva, and I'll tell you about it right now.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Summer is coming, and for so many of us, it's the season of discomfort. It's hot out, and if you could sit around in just your underwear, you would. MeUndies wants to make this summer the summer of comfort. And they want you to know that if you want to sit around in your underwear, that's absolutely allowed. I do it all the time. And when I don't want to sit in my underwear, I sit in my MeUndies lounge pants. I got some dinosaurs right now. I love my dinosaurs. And I also love all the other fun prints that MeUndies offers. If you like bold prints, they do those too. If you like classic, guess what? Your blacks, your whites, your grays, they're all there. They make undies, they make lounge pants, they make t-shirts, they make socks. I'm wearing all of those right now, and I love it because they have the softest micro-modal fabric imaginable. MeUndies makes it easy to match. You can match your bottom half to your better half, or halves. Yes, you can match your friends too. MeUndies helps you find a matching pair in a style or color or print of undies that's right for you and your boo, because who doesn't love a secret twinning moment? Me and G have both been wearing matching MeUndies, and every once in a while, when I realize we're both wearing the same ones, it just makes my day that much better and that much softer. MeUndies has a great offer for you guys. For any first-time purchasers, you can get 50% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. Get 15% off your first order and free shipping by going to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. I love MeUndies, and you should too. MeUndies.com/morning.
All right, we're back. We're out of the post show now, we're out of the ad break. I'm sorry, not the post show. We're not to the post show. We're right here out of the ad break. We're having a good time. Everybody's feeling it, right?
I'm nice guy that Jack Quaid is.
Jack
Quaid's nice to just come and bullshit. So here's the thing. I love when we talk to people. Obviously, your interview skills, Greg, par excellence, bar none. But I just love when people just pop in and we talk about Bicentennial Man for 30 minutes, then Carlos Santana, then they just bounce. That is my dream podcast for when we can just continue to have these guys.
On We Have Cool Friends.
He has a We Have Cool Friends, you know, and this all stems from him hitting me up during the quarantine, the 2 weeks he was talking about, and being like, I mean, we talk every so often, but hitting me up, be like, hey man, I have nothing to do for these 2 weeks. Can I come on the show? And I was like, oof, we're booked, but do you want to come on later? And he's like, yeah. And he was already listening and talking about in review and stuff like that. One thing, there is an elephant in the room. We've made a lot of jokes about it before, but it's really happened this time. Tim got bit in both eyes by snakes.
That's true. Huge. Crazy is 2 different days. They were 2 separate days.
Gia has been raising rattlesnakes for fun, and they got him. They got him bad, real bad. So
he didn't think the baby ones were as venomous.
Right on both eyes. He was on his Peloton treadmill, and he just popped right up.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, though, by the way, did you see that Peloton just like recalled their treadmills because they're super dangerous? So we got to work out. We got to watch out for Tim. What's that?
If I would have known that, I would have said that was the thing. I would have been like, serious. We've joked around a lot about it, but the Peloton treadmill ran him over or whatever.
Yeah. They flip over. No, I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. It said that apparently kids are getting hurt on them and people are getting injured because
This is
I'm on CNN.com right here. Peloton recalls out all treadmills after a child's death in 70 injuries. And holy shit,
70 injuries. Yeah.
There's a video that shows a kid just fucking like getting destroyed. As the video isn't auto playing, it's a screenshot and it looks like a kid getting destroyed.
Wait,
is it just a motion blur?
Was it like somebody's security camera?
Oh my
watching?
God! So I'm not clicking on it. I've not clicked on it. It's a 1 minute 8. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds. And the little thing is, video shows child getting caught under Peloton treadmill.
Yeah, that's always what I wonder because so when you go to the gym, they have the treadmills and the tread itself is not exposed on the back, but the Pelotons, I think, to either because it's a design thing or whatever, you can go under, it'll suck you underneath.
Yeah,
oh my! I'm gonna read this article. This is CNN.
Is that what happened?
Peloton recalled its Tread Plus and Tread treadmills Wednesday, and the company admitted it was wrong to fight the Consumer Protection Safety Commission's request to do that. About 125,000 treadmills are included in the recall. The CPSC said there had been 1 child death and 70 injuries tied to the treadmills. But when the Federal Safety Agency issued a warning about the dangers last month, Peloton took the unusual step of refusing to recall them.
No,
quote,
we're not.
I want it to be clear. Peloton made a mistake in our initial response to the CPSC's request, said Peloton CEO John Foley. We should have engaged more proactively with them from the onset. For that, I apologize. In a statement, CPSC's acting chairman, Robert Adler, said the announcement was the result of weeks of intense negotiation and effort, culminating in a cooperative agreement that I believe serves the best interest of Peloton and the consumers. And then just goes on about this. Yeah, Jesus.
So it must be that back, right? It must be the back end that people get like.
Here they describe it here. The CPSC released a video showing a small child playing with the powered-on treadmill while it lifts off the ground and the child becomes pinned underneath it. The agency released details of other incidents, including a child being injured when an adult was using it, and quote pets and objects also being sucked underneath the treadmill, suggesting possible harm to the user if the user loses balance as a result.
That's what happened to me.
Jesus.
That's what happened to me.
So like you always see those gym videos of people that are running too fast and they get shot back. They're usually safe because the back part of it is protected.
Right, I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna click the video. I gotta see.
Yeah, the kid does not get hurt in the video. It says that at the end.
Oh, okay, good.
It definitely grinds his face for a little while.
Yeah, the kid doesn't get killed. He learns lessons.
Yeah, that's
I've talked about Peloton.
What's the lesson?
About it on a way earlier episode of the podcast, but that's what happened to my hand as a kid.
It got sucked under the treadmill.
Story. Yeah, I was a kid, and my mom was on the treadmill in the garage, and I was bouncing a basketball around her, like just doing dribbling practices, and the ball rolled towards the treadmill. And I put my hand on the ball, and the treadmill sucked in the ball with my hand in between it and the basketball, and it was just like shaving on my hand, like
God!
And then like I started screaming,
Andy, that's literally what happens to this kid in this video. He's playing with a ball while his sister's on the treadmill, and the ball gets yanked under, and his arms go under it too, and then he's pinned down.
Like, on a serious note, that's why you should always use that pull-off clip thing.
Yeah, the emergency.
My mom like obviously stopped right when it kind of happened because I started screaming and she noticed something was wrong, and then like I pulled my hand out and it was just like red, like just fucking skin was just totally destroyed. It was, and of course me, always worried about other people, I apologized to my mom. She was like, "Why are you saying sorry?"
She was like, "You did ruin my workout
right?
today."
That's, I feel like, such a knee-jerk reaction when something like that happens, where you're like, it's an intense thing and you don't know what to do.
Mom,
with
you
it.
were going for your world record and I fucked this up. I'm so sorry.
It's like like it'd be akin to like your kid ruining your great returnal run.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you about that time.
I still have scars from like where.
That's why you never run again.
Where the skin was like being shaved against the bone. Like those are where the scars are.
Oh, stop talking. Well, I brought this upon us. I apologize. But in a lighter note, if you guys want to see John Jones running on a treadmill at 20 miles per hour, that's really fucking cool. And so not all treadmills are bad is what I'm trying to say.
Wait. So
I'm going to stay away from exercise because I just can't trust it. I'm sorry.
I think it's smart. I think it's a smart thing to do.
Good point, Greg.
Do we think that Tim like sends his Peloton back, or does he just keep it?
That's a Gia question, first off.
Yeah.
But I would worry about Moose because Moose is just so small that if he gets sucked under, he's never coming back.
But that's the thing. Moose is small enough that if he gets sucked under, I think he just
shoots out the other end.
Shot the front, yeah. And
Maybe.
what the hell is it?
What's Greg doing? Is Greg calling someone? Are you calling Gia?
He's trying to find his phone.
I'm trying to, but I've lost my phone.
Mark your phone.
It sounded like he was. Oh, it sounded like he was printing something.
But I don't think they let Moose in while anyone's using the Peloton.
I mean, I wouldn't because it's very dangerous for small dogs. He's gonna get sucked into that thing with all the hair.
Moose doesn't usually mess around. Like I've never seen Moose running around the garage for fun. Usually, it's on his way to the theater.
Yeah, it sucks though, Kevin, because like looking at these Pelotons,
Joey says, "Cool, Greg babysits Moose during the treadmill time."
Gia, it's Greg Miller. You're on the Kind of Funny podcast. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have you seen this recall of the Peloton treadmill?
Oh, it's heartbreaking. I have seen this.
Okay.
But it's really a danger to the puppies and the babies who are crawling around it.
And that's
so we just
go ahead.
Yeah, we don't have a baby, and we can keep Moose locked upstairs. So
well, yeah, we were worried about Moose and Cool Greg. So if you think they can understand it, we want to make sure you understood.
Yeah, so Cool Greg is the biggest user of our Peloton of all of us. So I think he's safe to do
the power user is what they call him.
Okay, just make sure. We want to make sure. Okay, we're just looking out for you guys. We're sorry Tim got bit by the snakes. No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
I don't think she likes this.
Cool Greg came out to my show last weekend, and he looks fucking great.
Yeah,
and
he's really good tone.
I'm super proud of him, and it's one of those things that normally when I see someone who's in my circle who's just gotten their shit together and it looks great, it makes me super jealous and I get insecure. That, right? Yeah, it's awesome. He looks so great, and I'm so happy for him that I pushed through that, and now we're on the other end where I'm like, teach me how to enjoy running, because never in my life have I done this activity and thought this feels right. This feels good.
Has he told you like how he got into it?
He said that he wanted to get better at basketball. And so he said, he's like, I just started jogging one day, and it was like Forrest Gump. He just fucking ran around the world in like half a day or some shit.
What he told me is that it tells you like who has the best mile. So like he
on the Peloton?
He did a mile, and it was like, Gia's got you beat. And he was like,
he's like, oh.
And then he like tried to beat that, and like he kept going. And now he's got the fastest mile. And then some kid called him out being like, oh, well, like, let me know what your mile time is after running, 10 miles. And I think that was, well, because like that's people that like jog and run, like they go for a while. It's not just the trying to get one and done.
But like also, it's still impressive.
Sure, 100%. And like, it doesn't matter. But that evoked Cool Greg to be like, oh, I wonder what my mile would be with more miles on it.
It's the people in the community it's the people in the community that are like, it's 104 degrees over here. Quit whining. Like it's those type of people. Like they heard about but they heard about Cool Greg doing this thing
time where he was just like, you know what? I do want to see how I can push myself.
Yeah, because this was about a month ago that he called me after I had just got my first COVID shot, my first vaccine, and he was like, "Hey, when are we gonna play some ball?" And I was like, "Dude, I mean, one more month and I get my second shot, and then you got to wait a couple of weeks, but like I am down." And he just kind of broke down to me his whole sort of regimen and how he's been doing it and how he feels so much healthier and he feels a lot better about himself, and he's been cutting back on like drinking as much, and he's just like been feeling a lot better about himself, right? And it was a great conversation. We talked for about maybe 30 minutes. We hung up, and then he texted me afterwards. It was like, "Hey, bro, good talking to you, man. It was cool. It wasn't like an awkward conversation. I'm glad it flowed well."
and I had the same conversation with him when he came to one of my shows. And I'll tell you this right now, Andy, based on like his mental state and his physical state, he is going to destroy you when you play basketball against him. Wow. I just want you to know. Just prepare yourself for never wanting to play basketball ever again.
You think I don't know that, Nick? Like you think I had confidence against him when I was mildly in shape? Yeah. I am the most out of shape I've ever been in my life, and I'll still torch Greg in a race. Like
you won't in America.
Light his ass up.
You won't.
I'll fucking destroy your ass, dude.
I'm ready.
Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing.
Yeah, here's the thing. Tell me. Go ahead.
What's the
thing?
Spin
your wheels some more, trying to figure out what the thing is.
I've already mentioned that I'm willing to put the belt on the line.
In everybody's golf, but
and I think it's like
Mike keeps delaying it for you.
I think it's a triathlon type thing. Where we do everybody's golf, we do a foot race, and the third thing is something else. And the person who wins 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I know. All right.
So you pick one. You pick whatever. You want me to do a speed running Gone Home or whatever that fucking dumb thing was?
Remember that blew up in my face that one time when I did that at Screw Attack Convention.
Yeah,
we lost it somehow. I fucking made it up. Still fucking lost. Fucking idiot. Suck.
We're getting the wings this weekend, aren't we, Greg?
Supposedly, I haven't touched base with them in a while.
I hope not.
There's so much, that's the thing. I haven't poked the bear on it because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, I'm getting my shot Saturday. Like I don't.
Me too, but you don't hear me crying about it. You know.
Oh, you know.
I'm nervous about that second shot. I'll be honest with you guys.
Sure.
Because it's taken out the best of us. Tim, you know, people getting second shots, things like that, man.
No way, dude. No way. Like you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Like Tim got dizzy from the first shot. Like
here's what I'm sad about. I'm sad it's on a weekend. Like I wish I was getting on a weekday and I could just like.
Yeah, I didn't think that through. Of like the people who are taking the days off of work for it. I was like, oh, that's I should have done that. Now I'm when I'm just gonna fuck up my Sunday.
Exactly, Greg. Only Saturdays were available for me. It was bullshit.
See, I have Wednesday, which I'm not happy about because if it takes me out for 2 days, then I'm out for Thursday, Friday, which I don't like being out. I don't want to be gone from content that long because you guys will forget me.
I can never forget you, Rick.
Can I ask you guys a question going back to the Santana discussion?
Please
I know it was a long time ago. So I looked up a picture of Carlos Santana just because I was like, I think I have an image in my mind of what this gentleman looks like. And it was spot on, right? He's got the longer hair with the hat. But I was like, I wonder what he looks like without that hat. Take off the hat, completely bald. All he has is the Terry Bradshaw sort of rim of hair that comes down, like the Hulk Hogan style hair.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you guys this: do you think that's a look I could rock in my elder years?
Oh, I'm doing Carlos Santana hat off.
It's a
that's just photos of his hat.
It's a very weird thing, Nick. It's a very weird thing.
It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I'm going to screenshot this and send it to Assets.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
It's a weird question, Nick, because it's one of those things where we have to be used to seeing you that way in order for it to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought that Hulk Hogan looked fine with the bald head and the long hair around the side because that's the only Hulk Hogan I ever knew.
Yeah, that's how you knew him to look like.
Yeah, when I think of Cecil. I was going to call him Wiesel. Cecil.
See, there it is. Look that you put in Carlos Santana.
When I think of Cecil from Invincible, I think he looks fine because that's the way his hair is. You know, I'm just used to that. But I don't know if it would work for you, Nick.
All right, so you're saying I got to start
I still think you're going to look badass when you finally shave your head. When you go up and shave your head.
Yeah, I want to. I want to bad, but having a lot of fun with it right now. You know.
Yeah.
Doing the mullet, doing the party in the back look.
What's the link at? Can we get a look?
It's not crazy.
What needs to happen is it's still doing like it's just falling down. It needs to kind of flare out.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to because the problem is like
hair straightener, big dog. Hair straightener.
Well, I mean, my hair is really straight. It's just too fine. I don't.
No,
it
but like
have,
curl it out.
Curl it up. I'm not.
Yeah, curl it out.
See, you care. You have cool hair. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna. What I want to do is cut the top super short, so it just feathers, like it looks like a poof, and then just keep it in the back, and then eventually just bring it back down to where it was before. But I'm going to go to my hairstylist in about 2 weeks because I got another boat show coming up at the end of the month, so that's going to be fun.
You racing on those boats?
Dude, we had a really good time. Cool Greg came out to our Saturday night show, and it was.
Did Bless go?
Bless didn't come out this weekend. He came to that show I had at the setup 2 weeks back. But no, it was fun, man. Just being out on the bay. It was actually decent weather on Saturday night, so it was kind of warm, and we were just chilling, having a cocktail underneath the Bay Bridge. listen to some comedy. It's cool.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so stoked for the second shot because here's what my plan is, Greg. We're having a business meeting right now. All right, we're having a work meeting right now.
Love it.
I get the second shot. I got to wait about 2 weeks, right? My plan is I'm flying back home.
Sure.
I want to be there for maybe like 2-3 weeks or something. Have a week of it off, and the rest of it just be like, look, I'm on call. You need me to do this show. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about specifics later. But one of these Razer laptops that they send, I'm taking it, Razer. I'm sorry. Like I know they're on loaner or whatever. I'm taking it. It's a sponsored thing. I'm taking it. Sorry. And if you complain about it, I'll give it right back to you. You know.
Yeah. If you think to complain.
No, just smash it. You know.
So
I'm lost. So you're going to Texas. Great. You're taking half the week off. Great. Then you're on call. But we do have a schedule, so it's not like we're like the fire department where like, the shows just happen when somebody calls in. Like, when they're happening.
No, here's the thing. I'll be back home for 2 weeks is what I'm probably going to want to do. Sure. Have a whole week off. I haven't just done that, I'm so used to going back home for RTX and shit.
Yeah.
We do that. And then the next week is like, I got the webcam here.
Yeah, you're working from home, but you're working from home.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. My dad's internet sucks. My parents' internet has really shit
What about the Austin Public Library or the Texas Public Library? You just go there. They probably got great internet.
Oof. I don't even know if they have gigabit in the Rio Grande Valley. I don't know if that's a thing that exists there. It's like Snowbike Mike in the mountains.
What if you knocked on Gus Sorola's door and just said, I'm moving in.
Let me in.
This is
little pig, let me in.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I don't know who you are, or something like that.
He probably would
close the door. He's like, it's funny, Gus. And then he's like, I don't know who you are.
I'm Gus.
Yeah,
Andy, I approve that. Go do that. That sounds great.
Cool.
I have a question from Suddy. Is everybody ready?
Yeah, let's go.
What's up, Suddy writes in to patreon.com/kindafunny and says, Tamor from GameSpot casted the Kinda Funny team and friends as Batman characters and provided justification and caveats. To grab your attention, there's no reason. You've already grabbed it. But Suddy goes on, how right did Tam get the list? Anything you change? There's a public doc he posted. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to put the link here, but YOLO. You are allowed to put the link here, and of course, Tam tweeted this out, and we did, so I will read now from the one and only Tamor Hussein at GameSpot.com, who on a Google Doc writes...
Thank you for the content, Tim.
Kinda Funny crew and friends casted as Batman characters. Hello, this is Tamor Hussein. I'm a fan of Kinda Funny, and I, along with my stream chat, have casted all of the crew and a few of their friends as Batman characters. Why? Because my internet connection sucks, and I could not stream Batman Arkham Origins because of many dropped frames. So we did this instead. Feel free to use it for whatever you please. DC character, Batman. Kinda Funny casting. Kevin Coelho. Justification. Smart, very rich, calculating, always has a strategy in his head, great with gadgets, very familiar with science, philanthropic, never goes into anything without a solid plan, and always works his plan. Great at problem solving on the fly.
That is Kevin. Damn. Fuck.
He nails it.
Because Greg, you're thinking you're getting Batman.
I didn't think anything. I came in here blind. Once I don't get Batman, though, I expect to be Joker.
Okay.
He's gonna put you as Superman. For sure.
No, this is only Batman.
It's just Batman characters?
I'm pretty sure.
Now, Nick, how much does it hurt for you not to be Batman?
For me not to be Batman? A lot. Yeah, it's pretty huge blow to my ego. We're gonna have to
get you.
We're gonna have to recalculate, recalibrate some stuff while we're on this end, get right back to you. But I'm fascinated to see what third cut rate rogues gallery bad guy Tam put me at.
Sure.
Even though, and I'm going to throw this out there, Tam, I did invite you to our Demolition Man screening, and you had a great time. And I thought we had
his TikTok game is Demolition Tam.
Yeah, I thought we had a great time. And so I'm not saying that I'm hurt by this, but it hurts.
There's some pain there.
Yeah, there's some pain.
DC character.
Happy I'm not.
I'm sorry, Kevin. How do you feel about being Batman?
Really happy I'm not the Penguin. Really happy.
Will you please say I'm Batman?
No.
God, you're the worst.
God, he's so
mysterious. You're the worst Batman.
Just like
worse
Bruce
than
Wayne.
Clooney. Worse than Clooney.
Just like Bruce Wayne.
Where would we rank Kevin in the Batman?
That was good. That was good, Kevin. See, you did it.
I would
put Rachel. You gotta do that too, Kevin.
Where would we rank Batman or Kevin as Batman?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a very interesting interpretation of the character. So I would be very interested to see this Batman. Yeah. I tell you right now, don't get me wrong, Patton said I can't wait for, but you tell me look at this too. Kevin Coelho has been cast as Batman. You see the movie. I'm like, fuck God, I gotta see that movie.
Here's what I can imagine. Here's what I imagine. Mr. Freeze is trying to come at Batman with some stuff, and then Batman starts offering him advice and being like, I don't know why you would do that. Like, I think what you could use that gadget to do this and that, and that could fix that.
And then
and Mr. Freeze is like, look, I didn't have that much time to do that. He's like, oh, no, yeah, I know that. But like, just for next time, like use that thing and do that. Freeze me right here, because it'll be a lot more efficient. Like, I feel like Kevin would have, like, audiences would be confused by Batman's sort of direction.
Well, Andy, they'd be confused by the fact that they were like, wait, why is Batman dressed in an all green suit like Martian Manhunter? And Kevin's like, I like the suit. I like it a lot. I already got it on hand. Yeah.
DC character Joker, kind of funny casting. Greg, 3 Busans deep.
Yeah.
Justification. Have you ever seen Greg after 1 Busan? Mm-hmm. It's fucking wild. Yeah. Imagine him after 3. He would truly be the embodiment of chaos and madness. And I agree. It's the part I was born to play.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah.
We've all seen Ronald McDonald. We know what I could do. And they know the range I have. And they know I'm not afraid to get fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Because I'd be bringing the fight to Kevin as Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? I'd be doing all sorts of fucked up shit at his house. I'm not like, like think about how Jordan Leto did it.
Deckers.
Oh my God, Leto, left and right. You know what I mean? I'd be upper decking the oven. You know what I mean?
Why does the pot roast smell like that? Courtesy of the Joker.
God damn it, Greg, get out of here. Cecil's chasing me off the lawn.
What's in my sous vide machine?
DC character, the Riddler. Kind of funny casting, Andy.
Oh.
Justification. Loves a rhyme, loves to make mischief, is very smart and good at everything he puts his mind to, will let you know he's smarter than you, artistic sensibilities, likes to stand out a lot, addicted to caffeine, loves to play, quote, games with people, is a stickler for accuracy, whether that's for clicking heads or being very specific and precise about the delivery of information. Caveat, if Andy has had little or no sleep, he is instead Solomon Grundy.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know what that is.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. He's the big zombie.
Yeah, he's a big zombie looking dude.
Kind of like a picture like a white-skinned Incredible Hulk.
Oh,
but like ghostly chocolate.
Oh my God. Joey just put in the Slack, Kevin would be the first Batman with 3 Batmobiles.
I liked it when
from James
the live chat was like, is Kevin very rich? And somebody immediately was like, he's got 3 cars.
He does have 3 cars.
Kevin, look, Kevin doesn't have college expenses, or he's not in that debt. Kevin also does very good with investing money. Like, I think Kevin is adequately doing the perfect thing he needs to do financially right now.
I don't like how much we're discussing my life.
Well, I mean, you're smart. You're smart, Kevin. You're smart.
Just move away.
We love you, Kevin.
I'd make a fine Batman. Would I efficiently dispose of the rogue gallery? Yeah, I think so. I think Batman leads.
Would you kill? Would you be a Batman that kills?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Mr. Freeze, he's not getting a second chance. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
They'd kill.
Would you kill me though? Because think about it, I'm your other half. I'm the
God!
guy upper decking your oven.
Quickly.
Are
you kidding?
Dude.
Whoever my second Robin would be, they'd be fine right now. Is what I'm saying.
I think Kevin would be able to punch through your stomach and grab your heart, and like Batman doesn't have superpowers. He just wouldn't be able to do it.
Let's get into the Robins. DC character Nightwing. Kind of funny casting. Tim. Justification. Tim is incredibly level-headed. He is reliable. He is a realist. He's also very charming, a hit with the ladies, looks like he could do some sick acrobatics. Generally a nice, smart, likable person with his head on his shoulders. Note, in the event that Kevin is hit with Darkseid's Omega sanction and removed from existence, parentheses, is actually sent back to the dawn of time to see his own creation as in Grant Morrison's run. We all remember it, don't worry. End parentheses. Tim is the natural choice to take up the mantle of Batman. For more on this, please see Blessing's entry. So let's just jump into it, I guess, from there. DC character Robin, kind of funny casting, Blessing. Caveat, Blessing is Damian Wayne as Robin. This means that in the event Kevin is hit by Darkseid's Omega sanction and Tim takes up the mantle of Batman, Blessing becomes his Robin. Justification. Confident, has the skills to pay the bills, is a little cocky with it, parentheses, which is good, believes he is the heir to the Batman Empire, parentheses, aka the future class and the new face of video games. This justification makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate using the Darkseid stuff and using the Omega beams, Tam. You're nailing it here.
It's all very smart. One thing I'm kind of annoyed at just realizing stuff about my real life.
Sure.
Is that Tam mentions that Tim feels like he could do, or Tim looks like he could do something really athletic, right? He can do something really cool looking, and I'm just kind of pissed off that Tim can't skateboard in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I picture Tim as somebody who grabs a board every once in a while, just like kind of does a, maybe might do a kickflip at most. But still like, somebody who was skating as a kid. And I feel like he might have tried, but never fully got into it. But it just seems like it's part of his thing. The hip hop, the skateboarding. Go ahead, Greg.
Kevin Coelho, this is Greg Miller from kindoffunny.com. Did Tim try to skateboard as a kid?
Tim's excellent skateboarder. He once was taught how to do a kickflip by
Tony Hawk.
His face. Tony Hawk, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's a real story. Before he met him.
Well, how does that happen? How does he learn to do
So
what?
before he met him on before
That's the same thing, Greg.
Nick
Before I met him.
Yeah, okay.
So it wasn't a personal meeting. He just saw.
Embarrassed.
No. He bumped into Tony Hawk in the middle of the street, and he was trying to do a kickflip, and Tony Hawk gave him advice. He nailed it. Never was able to repeat it.
Yeah, that's not real. Kevin, you had us going.
Oh my God, call the little snake bite boy, all right?
Kevin, he can't see out of either eyeball. He's not going to be able to find his phone. I won't do that to him.
Still here,
Next thing you know, he's reaching around. Cool Greg's under the treadmill.
Sucked underneath the treadmill.
Under the treadmill,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
God.
I'm not going to do that. Then I got a guy with no eyes because of snakes and no arm because of Cool Greg. I can't live with that. I can't live with that on my conscience. DC character Red Hood, parentheses Jason Todd. Kind of funny casting, Barrett. Caveat, Barrett becomes Jason Todd / Red Hood after encounter with the Joker, Greg for Busan's Deep. Justification, has fully had enough of everyone's shit and snapped. Is tired of listening of everyone's bad Star Wars opinions. Handy with some steel, unexpectedly ruthless. I could see us breaking Barrett.
Oh my God, Breaking Barrett, and it's just the title from Breaking Bad, but you put it in Barrett. That's great.
Exactly.
I mean,
You nailed it. Right
perfect.
There. DC character Oracle / Babs. Of course, this is Barbara Gordon.
I'm pissed off. Oh, I guess this is just Batman. Sorry, I'm thinking overall. You like DC? Like, why am I not Flash? Being faster than you and everything?
Because I'm faster than you in America. You know what I mean? I'll be Barry Allen Flash in that universe. You can be like Wally West Flash. You know what I mean?
Jordan Fisher's gonna be a Flash.
Oh, Jesus fucking God. Kind of funny casting for Oracle / Babs. Joey. Justification, smart as hell, secretly the brains behind the operation, very funny, keeping the operation afloat, actually understands at all times the goal of the whole crusade. Yeah, that tracks.
I like the idea of her being like, hey, remember, we're trying to make entertaining content for everybody. So like she just has to remind us that we're, what our actual jobs are.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
She does remind us, actually, you know what?
Right?
Every once in a while, she will just slack me and say, hey, remember, I need that thing from you. And I'm like, oh, right.
Remember, you're in the meetings every Friday, right? She's the one who calls out that I'm on too many shows and I need to rethink what I'm doing. That doesn't make sense. And I'm like, that's a good call, Joey. DC character, Ra's al Ghul. Kind of funny casting.
Rachel.
Nick Scarpini.
Yeah.
Scarpini. I cut it off because Andy's trying to correct me. I stick with Ra's. All right, I stick with Ra's.
It's Ra's al Ghul. Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul. All right, there's a cartoon about it.
Everyone knows that they did.
Kind of funny casting. Nick Scarpino. Caveat: this is Ken Watanabe's Ra's. So not actually Ra's, but instead just someone that believes they are the leader of the league and is just playing the role the best he can. Justification, Nick does his best to fit in while making mischief. Absolutely fantastic beard.
Okay, I'll take it.
It sounded like an insult, but then he justifies it really well, right?
It's still an insult, though, at the end of the day. But fun, sure. I mean, Ra's al Ghul, everyone knows. Coolest character in DC.
I guess Watanabe was a little bit better about tricking everybody, though. Like, I think he was more convincing in his arguments than Nick ever is with his.
I feel like I can still talk you into doing shows with me though, Andy, and that speaks volumes.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The league.
DC character Ra's al Ghul. Kind of funny casting. Imran Khan. Caveat: Imran is the real Ra's al Ghul. Justification.
I love
Always thinking 4 steps ahead. Secretly wants to turn Kevin evil. Very smart. Has been around a long time and is experienced. Has insider knowledge about things people can't imagine. Regularly picks chaos. Wants to burn it all to the ground to make it better from scratch.
I love it. That's perfect.
It tracks. That's
Holy
really good.
shit. That's probably the most dead on one we've gotten, except for Kevin being Batman.
Yeah. DC character, Mr. Freeze. Kind of funny casting, Cool Greg.
Cool Greg. Yeah. Cool. You don't even need any justification for that. It's just that's perfect.
Is that you, Greg? I'm Cool Greg.
Cool
Justification though, very chill. Clearly motivated to get what he wants and will bend some rules if he has to. Often is just in the background scheming his own schemes. Believed to have a heart of ice, but actually is an incredibly warm and relatable person.
Heart of diamonds.
What killed the dinosaurs?
Yeah,
DC character Penguin, kind of funny casting, Gary. Justification, British. Is very rich, knows some weird words, well connected with friends in high places.
I don't know if Tam knows what rich is. I think he's like...
Gary wrote a Star Wars, all right?
That's true.
Gary
That's
has
true.
a Tesla, okay?
He does have a fucking
He has a
Tesla.
hot tub.
It's cool.
He also has 2 BAFTAs. Don't forget. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know, one of the goals we're trying to do, Andy, is a hot tub stream at some point. So maybe we'll have to go over to Gary's house and Kevin's house, respectively, and stream from their hot tub.
Stream from each
That
one.
sounds
of them.
amazing.
Do you
I loved getting a
when-
random text from my dad the other day and just being like, "Hey, is this the same Gary Whitta?" And it's like a photo of after my dad had watched Denzel Washington
Earth.
movie.
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
Yeah, Book of Eli. I was like, "Yeah, that's him." He's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
I was
he's
like,
a big deal.
It's awesome that not only did your dad watch that movie and then he like stuck around the credits long enough to have that moment of like
He had seen it a bunch of times before. It was just like
Yeah.
he just happened to be rewatching it. But that's it's funny because Book of Eli is also the movie that my friend's dad is always watching. So that's always like the weird story of like, yeah, he's watching Book of Eli. Like it's just on again for whatever reason.
DC character Harvey Dent / Two-Face. Kind of funny casting, Snowbike Mike. Justification. A charismatic person who you would listen to and let take a leadership role. Upbeat is fundamentally a good person that wants to improve the lives of others. However, he is almost too good. He is perhaps too clean. There is certainly a darker side to him, and just one tragic event is enough to create a schism in his personality.
This is perfect, and you know why? I'm about to say some information that I don't think is public.
Oh, wow.
And it's nothing that bad, but
embargoed information about games, or is it just like
no, just about Mike and his personality. That an ex-girlfriend at some point, when he is like really in a whiny, angry mood, she would call him Snow Bitch Mike.
Damn.
Sure.
And he let me know that like, yeah, that's what they would call me whenever I wake up on the wrong side of the bed for whatever reason, I become Snow Bitch Mike. And I think that's perfect to have like, you know, I flip a coin, you know, 99%.
That's a great point.
99% I'll be Snowbike, and I may be angry one day and be Snow Bitch Mike.
I will also
you've
say,
seen him play Fall Guys? Like he gets
Oh, yeah.
he's
cruel.
brutal.
He's so
evil,
cruel.
with his
Kevin.
kids. We're gonna do it for charity. I will say this also. He has, if you start going deep into his friends list, all of their names sound like they're villains from the DC universe. Like Pirate Pete. He's got one named Pirate Pete. I think he was like the other day he was like Bill the Butcher or some weird shit. Maybe that was from the boys. I don't know. But it was like he's got all these friends that have these nicknames, and I'm like, you guys are not up to good. You are up to no good.
They're bad guys. They're bad guys for sure. They're for sure. DC character Alfred, kind of funny casting, Roger. Justification, knows how to stitch things together. Videos, audios, human skin. Seems like he'd make an excellent cup of tea. Will voice concerns, but ultimately support you if you show that you really believe in your actions. And they are, broadly speaking, for the greater good.
I love that because I think the cup of tea thing is perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it also lends to the fact that I think Roger on the inside is so much older than a lot of us are. And I just feel like he has the youthfulness where he knows what the kids are doing these days because he's the youngest of all of us.
Yeah.
But sometimes just in the way he acts, I'm like, he posted something one day about some kids on TikTok, like talking about politics. And he was like, you know what? The kids are going to be all right. And I was like, you know what, fellow 33-year-old, the kids are going to be all right. He has such a mature vibe to him that I really love and appreciate. I feel like he could give me, you know, advice, and he has so much sage wisdom. Go ahead, Nick.
I think Andy, I agree with everything you said. As a non sequitur, I'd like to just revote that I get to be Commissioner Gordon because I feel like that's a better role for me, Tam.
Let me look ahead here. Oh, no, sorry. DC character Jim Gordon. Kind of funny casting. Fran Mirabelle III.
Oh my God.
Justification has a good relationship with Kevin, is up at absurd hours doing things, parentheses, cops work nights, loves the spreadsheet, so he'd be okay with paperwork, spends a lot of time analyzing menus, comparing stats, so he would be good at data gathering and inspecting clues to make good judgmental calls, knows how to turn a light on and off to signal Kevin, knows when shit is about to get real, and will leave if required.
All right, fine. Then I would like to take that back. I would like to be Talia al Ghul then. Can I do that? Like, at least that's like, I'm
DC
doing something.
character, Talia al Ghul. Kind of funny casting, Alana Pierce. Justification, physically capable, incredibly smart, dedicated to a cause, educated in the arts, holds numerous achievements, proficient with weapons, obsessed with Batman. Anybody else want to shoot your shot for there, Nick?
I mean, I'm trying to think of other people that I think
DC character, Hugo Strange. Kind of funny casting, Paris Lily. Justification, knows more than he's letting on, has deep insight into the human psyche, jacked for no reason, sometimes will tell you things that are true, but you probably don't want to hear. Also bald, but absolutely rocks it.
Okay.
DC character, Harley Quinn. Kind of funny casting, Jen. Caveat, Jen is HBO animated Harley, living her life as she pleases and having fun doing it. Still is very much into Joker, but also forgiving of her own destructive path, or forging her own destructive path. Also, secretly would probably wreck your shit if she wanted to. Knows some particularly colorful swears.
In French.
Oui. DC character, Poison Ivy. Kind of funny casting, Andrea Renee. Justification, secretly controls everything, is incredibly resilient, works hard to keep the world healthy and kicks ass, loves wine, is up for a bit of theatrics, also red hair.
Yeah. I would have loved it if he was just like, he's like, justification, red hair.
DC character Renee Montoya, parentheses, The Question. Kind of funny casting, Lucy James. Justification, knows a lot about true crime and the way criminals think. Very astute and able to sniff out liars. Great analyzing people and making judgment calls about them. Understand that sometimes the establishment won't do the right thing, so you have to take matters into your own hands. And then finally, DC character, Man Bat. Kind of funny casting, Tamor. Justification, very hairy.
Okay. There it is.
Fantastic.
Special mentions, Gia is the Huntress, Paula is Catwoman, and Alyssa is Batwoman.
I think I'm most happy with mine because Pam was so complimentary.
Yeah.
So
I feel like maybe you guys could walk me back from this one. I think he was complimentary to everyone.
Yeah, except a couple people for sure.
It's definitely one that was definitely a slight dig.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, when Demolition Man 2 comes out, Tam, and we do a watch along, maybe I forgot to tweet at you night of.
Damn, Tam, did you make your own enemy? Did you make an enemy out of Ra's al Ghul?
No, I'm not Ra's al Ghul. I'm fake Ra's al Ghul. I got told in the movie for 5 minutes, although Kim would not be fucking slapped, so I'll take it.
I really hope I'm not the Jim Carrey version, and I only say that because Jim Carrey, weird hair situation in that movie. It just kept on growing and like being cut for. We don't really know how. Like, did he have a stylist? What's going on, Jim? Is that part of your superpowers?
Wigging out.
I don't know.
We'll find out next time.
I'd like you to be the like all good things. I'd like you to be the Riddler from the animated show. I always thought he was the coolest character.
John Glover, of course, from Smallville and Gremlins 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. Remember, each and every week, twice a week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather around this table, each coming to bullshit with you about whatever bullshit's going on in their lives. If you like that, you can head to patreon.com/kindafunny, where, of course, you can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show ad-free. You can get it with the exclusive post show we're about to do. And, of course, you could watch live, just like Matt Grover is, Madeline Stanley is, and Jordan Vickers are. Thank you for your support, of course, on Patreon. We're about to do that post show. Thank you for your support on YouTube or podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get the show, please remember we couldn't do it without you. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bells, leave reviews, share it with your friends, and do all the other things you can to make the show awesome. Remember, there's more content on youtube.com/kindafunny. Remember, Nick is a cool dude who plays a lot of Warzone now and got a computer, and I want to talk to him about that. We're going to do that right now in the post show. So until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.